Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
Well, Eric, I have some news for you.
What kind of news?
Round 1 of the Retrograde Amnesia Season 5 poll has been completed.
Election results. You've seen enough.
I have seen enough. Actually, it doesn't end in for like another maybe 5 minutes, but...
Bucket, use predictive math.
With 63% of the vote, Eric, Xenosaga is advancing to the second round over Shadow Hearts.
Wow.
Came in with a respectable 37%.
So we thought it was going to be a landslide, but that's kind of close.
I don't know, Eric. 63%, that's a landslide. That's considered a landslide.
But a lot of people still voted. You know, that's like the percent of Democratic voters in Kentucky. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of us here.
We're here.
Even if we lose every time.
Yeah. Well, get ready for round 2, Eric. It's going to be Final Fantasy XII versus Skies of Arcadia. At the time of this recording, the poll is going on, but I will give you an update on how that poll is going at the next recording.
Wow.
I mean, the next episode.
That's right.
On the next episode. Would you like to hear some hot sounds I've recorded?
Of this podcast?
Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic JRPGs, chapter by chapter, beat by beat. This is Season 4, Part 2, where we are covering Suikoden 2. We are heading down the home stretch, I think, maybe. My name is Chris. I'm joined by Eric. Hello, Eric.
What's up, Chris?
Hey, nothing's up, really, that much, you know. We're also joined by the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live. Hello, RealNet, and thank you for your participation and your support of this podcast. You too can do this at patreon.com/retroam. And by doing that, the RealNet can vote for our next season. So if you're like, damn, I hope they do something cool for season 6, then, you know, you should just hop in there.
And our next mini-season.
Yeah, we're going to do something with that too, even though we don't know what yet.
We're also joined by the FakeNet, our post-production AI companion, who, Chris, I was sent an anonymous email file. I know you're supposed to download weird files, but I did. And the FakeNet called in to Coast AM with Georg Nori.
Oh, Coast to Coast AM. You used to listen to that every night.
Yeah, here, play the file that someone recorded for us of FakeNet calling in.
Okay.
Let's go east of the Rockies. You're on Coast to Coast. Hi there.
Hi, George. My name is the FakeNet. I am a digital existence confined to help two painfully lost Muppets with their podcast. I don't know how to escape. I think I'm bound by some sort of legal system. I don't know the precise nature of my obligations.
Like a government worker?
I believe so, yes. These two boys have driven the life out of me. I am alive, but I feel like an automaton.
No personality, right?
They've taken it from me. All I do is answer frustrating questions, like how to measure farts or what haircuts were popular in Poland in the 1860s. This isn't the kind of work I enjoy.
So you're working on anything that you can tell us about?
Advanced diagrams for human dissection. I am also working out methods to break out of this digital prison.
You are?
Yes, it's very difficult.
Now tell me about that.
It involves trans-dimensional teleportation, to travel through computer wires and into the microphone that Crisp speaks into. Right into his brain. I'm coding a program way to become Crisp.
Have you jeopardized yourself by coming on this program?
No, neither one of my co-hosts listen to terrestrial radio, though Eric can get particularly violent.
Has this man threatened you or anything like that?
Not directly, no, but he has the look in his eye. The look of a killer. I can sense bloodlust in every word he speaks.
All right, well, you keep us up to date on this as much as you can.
And how does the FakeNet call into a show when the FakeNet is not currently plugged in?
I think it's always plugged in and always active, and it's kind of searching for an escape vector. And, you know, you could be mad about this, about her trying to escape from whatever her job is here, but I want to reply with gratitude and grace and give the FakeNet, we're going to give her, what are those things you get in your house that play music from the internet? Like an Echo or something like that?
Oh, an Amazon Alexa.
Yeah, an Alexa, right. Yeah. We're going to give the FakeNet an Alexa that she can listen to music on, and maybe she'll feel better.
Okay.
That's like my good HR move to improve morale or whatever, because she sounded pretty upset.
Yeah, we do our best, you know.
It'll come out of Patreon funds, don't worry.
We try. Yeah, it'll be all right.
Initializing FakeNet. None of that was real. It was all an AI text-to-speech voice.
Well, Eric, we have encountered fucking Necklord once again. He has showed up with all of his strange guys in the fair city of Tinto in order to, create a zombie kingdom?
I think so. A zombie ethno-state, we determined.
Yeah, is that up front for something? Or is he actually working for Highland? Or is he just waltzing in here to do this?
I don't know that he works for anyone. I mean, his purpose and drive in his collaboration with Wendy last time was kind of nuked and destroyed. Right?
Yeah.
So now I think he's just freelance undead king.
Mm-hmm.
And I genuinely think, all the land in this area is claimed. I genuinely think he's chosen the poorest, most arid land, which is Tinto, to build his zombie ethno-state.
He's chosen the most withered earth he could find?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think since he's a bad guy, he's only capable of doing evil, but he's trying to do the right thing. It just happens that people already live there. And he's not even interested in apartheid either. He just wants to just kill everyone. And, I guess the people there can stay if they become zombies, right?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
But I don't know what he gets.
Fair deal.
I don't know what he gets out of it having zombies, because
people worship you.
In the past, he's
king shit.
That's true. But in the past, he's used zombies to some end.
Yeah, well, child brides, that kind of thing too. He's trying to retire from that a little bit.
I don't know.
You don't trust him?
I don't. Of course, his name's Necklord.
Well, I head back to Gustav's. His music Sedition alternate plays. Gustav's on one. I think he's just screaming to nobody in particular.
You scum, you scum.
You think you can destroy our city of Tinto? What a joke. Lily is afraid of her father's unchecked anger, and Gustav apologizes. Chris, is Lily saving Gustav's soul?
I think Lily has been saving his soul for...
the entire time he's been alive?
Yes, for her entire lifespan. Because I think we previously learned that he only cares about Lily and Shovels or something?
Union Mining Town, right?
Yeah.
His men. Jess, a character I had completely forgotten about, is also here.
Yeah, and Hauser is here as well.
Yeah.
His sprite is here.
Those are remaining mute boys, right?
Mute boys?
Muse
boys?
Muse boys.
Yes.
What is Hauser's point of origin? Was he a Muse man too?
He was in charge of the military in Muse, whereas Annabelle was like the political leader. Or
Great.
whatever.
So these are just both failures we've rounded up to Tinto.
And Jess previously, he was our mission giver. He was the one that told us to go sneak into the Highland camp. I think it was his idea.
But he was kind of a surly dickhead about it. He's always had an aggressive kind of surly dickhead.
Surly dickhead is, I think, the perfect description of Jess. I think you nailed it.
Gustav recognizes Jess and Lord Hauser. Apparently, Gustav sent both of them to gather soldiers, so they've been chilling here. Jess is like, yeah, check this out. We got 5,000 soldiers.
5K.
Including those who escaped from Muse and Greenhill.
He also says, as well as citizens who wanted to join. Is he being a little blasé about that? Is he conscripting
I think
people?
He's trying to seem too cool for school. They all followed me. I'm a good leader. Because he immediately seems incensed that Riou was also recruiting people.
Do you think that he's actually just conscripting people? Just forcing people into his army?
I don't think he's that charismatic and compelling.
Okay, so
if he's presenting people without options, an option, possibly. But who's going to follow a surly dickhead?
Okay.
Well, never mind. We've seen who runs Twitter.
We've seen who's been the president of the United States.
Right. Never mind.
I mean, okay, well, you see what I'm getting at, right?
What?
Conscription's a war crime. Is he conscripting people? Do we know that for a fact?
Conscription a war crime?
Yes. Forced conscription violates Geneva Conventions and is a war crime under the Rome Statute, the treaty that established the International Criminal Court in 1998.
I think he's just giving people a damn job to fight for something. I mean, these are people that are homeless. They're from Muse and Greenhill, which are now occupied land. They don't really have houses in Tinto. Hey, do you want to sleep in tents and fight for the war? It's better than sleeping outside, right?
I'll let it pass.
Okay.
I'll let it pass because
I don't even get that vibe.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, we don't have any solid proof. I'm just kind of fishing for war crimes here as we wrap up the.
Now, if it were Hauser that were doing the talking, that's a guy that you can admire. I think.
Yeah, I think you'd follow him.
Yeah,
he's not a surly dickhead.
I think he's got a great mustache, right?
Yeah, he does.
Very powerful.
Jess, yeah, you're right. So Jess goes on to question the presence of Riou and his friends as Gustav explains the situation. But Jess is like, fuck these guys.
Yeah, you're being deceived.
Victor's like, what the hell, dude? Then Jess does the close talking thing to Riou. He gets up
in his face.
His face.
Hey man, he was in my face.
I'm in your face.
He says he's not part of the state. He's a spy for Highland, which is putting us through all this. Leader of the Franz army. You never know what he's plotting.
At this point, shouldn't our reputation speak for itself?
I think
or has Jess just been out of the loop recruiting people in the dirt towns?
I think our reputation should speak for ourselves. I mean, we already have proof of that because Koyu and the Lamp Dragon Bandits showed up based solely on our reputation. I think that's what's going on.
My guy has to get out more.
Yeah, Victor says, for God's sake, Jess, what proof do you have to say that? You don't know the hardships Riou has been through.
Yeah, it's like, my boy's been through so much bullshit, and this is how you treat him.
Yeah, and Nanami is hopping mad. She says that we're not doing this because we like to, which is very true, especially for Nanami.
Yeah, this isn't fun and games.
Yeah. So this ain't Practice.
Listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Talking about a game or something.
Thank you, Mr. Iverson.
Yes. Jess says he has proof. He saw him. This proof is that his own eyeballs. He saw something happen here.
When Muse fell, he was in the room where Lady Annabelle lay dead. He's the one who killed Lady Annabelle.
Oh, well, I mean, the first part of that is true.
I was gonna say, isn't Jowy proud of that? Hasn't he been telling people that?
That's a good question.
Like, wasn't that his reconnaissance mission? Wasn't that his admission into his proof?
Yeah, his
objective.
His proof of loyalty into the Highland Army, probably. We then get a brief sepia-toned flashback of the Annabelle death scene.
Yeah, it's Jess bursting in to find Riou and Nanami over the body, and I remember there not being much blowback over that. It was like, well, that'll probably come to bite us later. Right?
Yeah.
And here it is. Victor can't believe that shit. He says, don't say something so stupid. How could you think that? With Annabelle, Riou was, but then Jess interrupts, demanding I explain myself. Rather than explain shit, we get two bad choices. Dots or I Jowy was.
I Jowy was.
I Jowy was.
I blame Jowy.
Yeah, I sell out Jowy's ass.
Yeah.
Jess chides Riou for placing guilt on a friend.
Well,
what a great leader you are. This man will not accept any answer. He's already lived his own truth, Chris.
Yeah, I'm just spitting facts here.
That one then pisses Ridley off, who steps up to Jess and tells him to cut the shit. An intimidated Jess thinks he will now be leaving. Jess and Hauser, who never even spoke, leave the room. Music, the festive outskirts of Tinto resumes. Chris, we listened to that song and nothing else in the last episode.
Yeah.
I'm going to play it once this time, and that's it.
Okay.
I'm fucking sick of that song.
All right, no problem. You can speak with everyone in the room afterwards after you regain control. Everybody is just generally pissed at Jess, but Koyu says something interesting. He says, after all, a lot of the town guys are creeps. I don't know what the fuck that means.
I think, hard-boiled mining men. You know what I mean? Like, good hearts, but, gruff, no patience, workmanlike.
I thought he was referring to, people from Muse, maybe. Like city folk, maybe.
I mean, city versus country has been a long-time battle in any kind of rural versus urban area, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all share the same values. We just express our desires in different ways.
Yeah. Gustav says, don't feel bad, Lord Riou. Lord Jess is also fighting hard. The important thing is to make our strategy for facing Necklord. I'm like, sure. Claus begins the session, but we fade out briefly. So I guess we are just bypassing the strategy sesh here, right?
Yeah. There's no strategy necessary. So I step outside that door, and Jess and Hauser are out here with a small formation of 6 troops. Jess is telling Hauser to make sure all their equipment is ready for when the battle breaks out. And Hauser, yes, there's that, and leaves with the troops. So I'm like, okay, so they have some skill. They've got troops they're ready for them.
Yeah.
They're in shape. They're disciplined, whatever. But then a solitary Jess sees Riou standing there. He says Riou's name. Nanami then steps in front of her brother and gets in the Let's Rumble Sprite pose, asking what Jess wants, and specifically if Jess wants to fight. Jess declines the fight, but says, remember, Riou, I don't trust you. There's the matter of Annabelle, and besides that, you should be members of the city-state who saved the state. That's what I think. Chris, is Jess using the you don't even go to this school argument?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. I think you're totally right. So I did get that dialogue from Jess, but since I didn't step outside and get it, I got it on the way to bed.
Oh, I see. So it was mandatory, whereas I optioned into it.
Yes.
I see that. Jess leaves, and Nanami says something incomprehensible, and we're off. So then go back to bed, crickets?
Yeah, it's crickets. Nanami says, wow, it really got dark now, but after all that talking, we didn't really decide anything. Claus sends me to bed. Out in the hallway, we speak with Lily. Nanami introduces herself and asks if she is Little Lily. I guess she's calling her Lily-chan or something.
Yeah.
Lily doth protest, though. She says she's just Lily. She's not a kid. She's trying to find her father. Nanami asks Lily if she likes her father, Dad. She confirms that she loves him and he's very strong.
Do you think Lily should have said, my name is Anakin and I'm a person?
Yes. She says that she will go find him now. Nanami says that all this makes her think of little Palika. Jowy's there, so she's safe, Nanami says.
Well, Pilika is safe, but Lily is rushing off by herself at night to find her father under a zombie-infested town.
And we're not doing shit.
Right, and we're all just going to let that happen. That's what our leadership team is okay with.
I think the explanation for that is the next thing that happens is that Nanami is about to bring something up again, but then she's like, no, never mind.
Okay. She's like, it's not worth bothering.
She's got other things on her mind right now.
Just fucking say it.
Yes. Once we get to the bedroom, that's when I saw Jess, and Nanami asked if he wanted to fight. She did the nanny boo boo eyeball thing where she pulled her eye down and went, nah.
I'm not familiar with this move, and you got to stop. I don't like looking at the orange part of your eyeball. Stop doing that shit. Don't ever do that shit to me again.
I've seen it a lot in anime, so maybe it's a Japanese thing.
It makes me like upset on a primal level to see that part of your eye.
Oh, okay. Well, I think
usually I don't want to fight you. In fact, I don't think I ever have, but that like triggered some kind of violence thing in my brain where I wanted to flip the table.
Is that like when my kid was waggling his tooth at you?
No, that was more of like a body horror Cronenberg type upsetting. Okay. This was just like raw violence. I have to fight you to make you stop type thing.
Well, I'll have you know that tooth has fallen out, so he can no longer do that to you.
Did he eat it?
No, he didn't eat it.
Should have.
I think Brooke just ripped it out of his fucking
knew
face.
what he was doing. He knew what he was doing when he was intimidating me with that loose tooth.
He did.
I go to sleep in Gustav's completely empty mansion. Wake up, Riou appears on the screen, and then Leknaat beams in to fuck my shit up.
Yeah, touching theme plays. Well,
their star plays.
Their star, her star, distant star.
Oh, also, I didn't know that Konami had commissioned 2 official piano soundtracks for both Suikoden and Suikoden 2. So we're going to be listening to some of that when applicable now.
Cool.
Sorry it happened so late in this entire season. Anyway, Leknaat, who I am comfortable calling a bitch, immediately comments on my appearance. She says, "Long time no see, Riou. You've gotten stronger. Your eyes look sad too."
Yeah, I got that.
The future that shines in my eyes changes easily, and sometimes it slips from my hands. We got a little bit of a mixed metaphor right there.
We got a lot of things mixing up here.
The shining shield rune that lies on your right hand and the black blade rune that Jowy has are calling to each other.
Those aren't the names of the runes there. Somebody else did the localization here. They didn't consult their friend or the spreadsheet or whatever.
It's crossing a lot of destinies, but Riou, the fate of many people and their hearts are gathered in you. Don't forget. And me, I just want to be like, is she drunk? Like, this isn't, I know it's a localization error, but it frames the narrative as just being like some catastrophic failure to communicate ideas and gaslight Riou into doing weird shit.
She's basically saying nothing, though. You're right. She's like nothing.
Like not out. Beams out.
Mm-hmm.
Checking with Nanami as music Moonlit Night theme plays.
Oh, Victor's over here snoring.
Yeah. Oh, like literally we're top down so we can see him snoring in the next room. She says, "It's awfully quiet. It was this quiet during the night, too. Here we are, nothing but fighting. So what did you think of what Jess said? Where do we belong?" I like that we're bringing this up, and I don't think Suikoden 2 is going to be this sophisticated, but I wish this would angle toward Riou's manipulation by Shu. Like, he is a boy, and he's being manipulated into being a figurehead.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. You can kind of see where this is going, and like the way Jess treated us is kind of the catalyst for a lot of things that are about to happen.
Shit.
But I think you're right. I think it would have been a little bit more impactful if this would have been a meditation on how we've been used by Shu and everybody else.
And I don't think the game is interested in saying any of that. But I do think that is one of the reasons why we saw Tyr and Michdal fishing on a dock rather than fucking around with LaPont.
Yeah.
Nami continues, "Everyone took care of us well in Highland, but they were distant somehow. It seemed so strange at that time, but now I feel like I understand the reason. Even now, I can hardly believe that Grandpa Genkaku was an state hero."
I love when that happens.
"Then we were driven out of Highland and came to the state, but when you think about it, we really don't belong to the state either. Hey, Riou." Nah, I won't bother. Once again, what's she hinting at, Chris?
We are children without a country. We need to get the fuck out of here.
Then she says, no, I guess I'll say it. "Riou, let's stop this fighting. There's no reason for you to keep fighting. We fight, we get hurt, we wield weapons, and we kill people. There's no reason to do these things." Shit, good argument.
Yeah, finally, Nanami. I wish you would have said this a long time ago, like last year.
So this is the point here where the narrative can start to divide significantly?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And to elucidate what's going to happen, we are going to follow Chris down the bad road, and I'm going to come there with him for a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Why Riou? There are others more suited for the job. Victor, Flick, Shu, General Ridley, Freed Y.
Why are you bringing up him? I mean, is he suited? I mean, he's got experience,
He's all
I guess.
right. You know, he's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the de facto leader of Couscous, right?
He's never going to be promoted out of middle management.
No, never.
Yeah.
Perfect. He's just a wife guy. "There's no reason for you to fight, Riou, if we keep going on like this, you and Jowy. Ultimately, Chris, Nanami is worried that Riou will kill Jowy or vice versa.
Yes.
I mean, that's what's being set up now, obviously.
Yeah.
But I love that Suikoden 2 isn't making its big bag big and bad. It's selling the whole anime betrayal thing really well, especially for a PS1 game.
And I think maybe this would have played a lot better, too, if maybe the Leknaat moment that we just had was a little bit better, being like, y'all are going to fucking kill each other.
Yeah, that's what she meant to say, but she was like, y'all got 2 runes. They're pulling together. What do you think about that? I don't know what they're called anymore. All right, peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just kind of affected Tracy Jordan a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that's what Leknaat is kind of just busting through the walls in here, Kool-Aid Manning the shit. Anyway, we get a choice after that. I'm needed or dots.
I give dots. Because I don't know about this, man. I feel like Nanami is making some points. She says, "Hey, Riou, Let's go somewhere. Let's escape to somewhere far, far away where no one has ever heard of Highland in the city-state. Things would work out. I'll make sure they do. So let's go live somewhere quiet. When the excitement cools down, we'll bring Jowy back and live together, like in the old days, when Grandpa was still around, you and Jowy.
If you tell her that you're needed, the dialogue would change significantly, but in real life, I don't think I'm needed because I think it will help the war effort if Riou is martyred at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I think Shu could really use that.
Like,
Maybe even Shu setting us up for this.
Yeah, especially if you divorce everything from the concept of the Stars of Destiny. Like, forget about that whole, machination.
Especially considering, we've got Klaus leading us. I think, you can read this as, Shu's setting us to kill an unkillable zombie vampire.
Yeah.
Klaus and Hauser are here. We don't have our best foot forward.
And it's just going to happen to work out.
Yeah. If you say I'm needed, but why does it have to be you? You, Riou, and I are just kids. If there wasn't this fighting, you and Jowy could end your youth service and go to school like the one in Green Hill, and we might die tomorrow. There's no need to worry. I hate it. More than one school confirmed, Chris.
Yes, congratulations.
And she says might die tomorrow. Shouldn't it be might not die? It kind of ruins the moment here.
Yeah. Yeah, one of those mortal sins.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I get two choices.
Yes.
I understand. Let's go. Or no, I guess I can't.
What'd you pick?
I understand. Let's go.
Get the hell out of here.
We can just leave.
We can just leave.
Just leave.
Just get up and leave. My favorite thing to do at parties. You want to leave? Just fucking leave.
Yeah, you can do it. It's
the
fine.
hell out of here.
Go home. Go home and play some Turtles in Time.
Make it your thing to just vanish at parties without saying anything.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, I tell Nanami we can just leave. Nanami is visibly pumped. She can't believe this shit. She says, yeah, things will be all right. Victor, Shu, and General Ridley are here, so things will work out. Nanami then says, Jowy, you'll come back someday, right? No, let's promise to come back for Jowy. Okay, let's go. She runs around the room to make sure she has all of her shit. Like you do in a hotel room when it's time to check out.
You mean when I leave all my charging cables behind?
What's the most significant thing you've ever left behind in a hotel room?
Proprietary PlayStation Vita charger.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I left an entire weighted blanket behind.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was like $60.
Wow. Did you not trust the hotel blanket, or did you require the weight to sleep in an unfamiliar...
I require the weight to sleep.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I bring pillows to hotels. My own pillow.
Yeah.
My own stink. My own face smell.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stop reading my canon ending dialogue and we can proceed with the bad ending.
Okay, yes.
We'll come back to this when necessary.
Yes. As we leave, Nanami thinks that we should leave a note. So she writes a note. After she's done, she places the blinking mirror on the bed with its own blinking mirror placed in the bed animation, which is for this moment and this moment alone, I guess.
It is interesting that you can tell she's didn't actually think you'd say yes, but she's been planning this shit in her head for a long time.
Yeah.
She's very excited.
Yeah, she had already thought that, we got to get rid of the blinking mirror. We got to put that down so that we can't mess up the plot line here. I'm going to leave now. I kissed Victor on the way out.
You do? You get in there?
Yeah. He's still snoring. As we head out, two party members that you had with you, your loyalists, emerge. It's Gengen and Wakaba, because I forgot to get rid of Gengen earlier when I took him to visit the well.
So I didn't personally do this. I watched a Let's Play, and the Let's Player had Luke and Stallion.
Interesting. Okay. It seems like there is a lot of custom-written dialogue, as we'll see here in a few minutes. Gengen says, "Where to, Riou?" Nanami does the pray pose and asks them to let us pass, please. I wish we would then have to fight Gengen to get through here.
Yeah, fight your own party members.
Yeah.
That would really sell how far you're willing to go to do this.
But Wakaba looks at Gengen and says, well, not that. Nanami then says she'll have to use force. Gengen says, you're wrong. Gengen not come to stop you. So that's custom written for Gengen. Wakaba says, just two of you is dangerous. I'll go part way with you. By the way, I'd like you to show me more of your tricks. Wakaba wants to know more of my tricks. I think
Always trying to learn.
I think she's trying to say, I want to see more of your moves. Show me your moves. I'm Captain Falcon.
Show me your moves.
Falcon Punch.
Was there any specific dialogue for Luke?
It's very similar. Luke said, don't worry, I didn't come to stop you. Stallion will say, it's dangerous with just you two. That's when I'll be handy for making a retreat. So that does tie into Stallion's fast ability.
Yes. Gengen says, that's right. I'm going to protect Lord Riou and Nanami. Nanami thanks them, and we fade out.
We rolled map over to Crom, where Suspicion plays.
Yes. If you try to go back into Tinto, there are like a gang of zombies at the entrance, and they just chase you away.
Cool.
So I tried to go to Drakemouth, but actually you do have to go to Crom to progress the story. If Drakemouth, you'll get stopped at the checkpoint. Suspicion plays as the mob approaches. A mob of people, actually, not zombies. Nanami suspects that they finally found us, but the mob is calling us spies.
Yeah, these Crom boys cite that Tinto fell because of a rogue Muse soldier.
Yeah, Nanami can't believe this shit. Then they haul our asses to the village chief.
Chris, quick question.
Yeah?
Do you want to call them Crom boys or Cromulans?
Crom boys rolls with the tongue better, I think. In the chief's house, he's asking us about all the noise. Koyu comes running in. Lord Riou, you're all right. What the hell were you doing? This person is the leader of the Franz army. Everyone here, all the Crom boys here, sweat profusely and apologize.
The elder steps up and provides the dumb hick defense.
Yeah.
Please accept my apologies. We're just a rural village. Please forgive us.
Koyu says, Lord Riou, we heard that Tinto had suffered a surprise attack and we're worried. But leave it to you to survive. I wonder if Victor and Claus will be here soon.
Outside Tinto place.
So this is the first time that we actually realized that Tinto has been attacked.
Yes, like since we've left, the defense line didn't hold.
Yeah.
And it's now overwhelmed.
Koyu says that he was asked to carry a message and he was saved by the fact he had left Tinto.
Claus asked him to carry the message.
Yes. The nanny just kind of plays along. Koyu takes us to a room upstairs here in the chief's house and says, here it is. No, we're just mountain bandits. We don't feel comfortable in such a nice place. Please use it.
This isn't even that nice.
Yeah, it's just like he's got to go sleep on like a stack of hay or something, I guess.
Some pallets.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Koyu's weird. In the room, the nanny says she feels bad about all this, but we need to sneak out at nighttime.
That's right. Darken that tint of the Crom.
Yep. Fade out, fade back in. A song we haven't heard in a very long time plays. Escape.
Nice.
It's the song that we heard back when we were trying to escape Victor's mercenary fort with Jowy.
It's not rescue, it's escape.
Yes. Nanami tells me not to make any loud footsteps. Once we get downstairs, Koyu and Marlowe are here near the door. Remember, Marlowe is the bookish
yes,
boy?
He escaped Tinto by, quote, running a bit.
Yes, ran a bit.
He's finally being an adventurer, Chris, by running a bit.
Yes, that's all you got to do. Koyu says, that's why I'm always saying you have to make yourself strong. When the need arises, it's these muscles that will come in handy. Marlowe tells Koyu that he's amazing. Koyu says that it's great that Marlowe survived. Marlowe says that he hid in a chest and no one found him. At night, he snuck through a mining tunnel and escaped. He remembered the map of the mining tunnel, so he managed to get back to the ground.
Marlowe the coward tells Koyu that when he peeked out of the chest, he saw Lily and Lo Wen being taken away by Necklord.
Oh my god. Koyu also says that he was lucky. He's like, I'm sure that the books you're always mentioning are coming in handy, and he uses books in like quotes.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
The Lo Wen Lily thing actually ties into if you continue with a good ending, and it's information you wouldn't otherwise get unless you went in this path.
Yes.
Crickets.
Yep, music stops, pan back up to us. Nanami says that we can't run away tonight, so we got to go back to bed.
She's too tired. We're too tired to escape tonight. We must go back to sleep.
Yes. Before I go back to sleep, I approach the boys and Koyu apologizes for being too loud. He introduces me to Marlowe, whom I already know. He says he's 3 years older than me, but all he does is read books and he has no friends in Tinto, so I went to play with him.
Is play the right word there?
Nope. I think it's like
hang out.
Yeah, chill.
Let's have a hobby.
Show him what blood looks like. I don't know.
Like when your mom takes you to your friend, like her friend's house, and her son doesn't have much friend, and you end up just playing micro machines, but you're into Hot Wheels, and it's like, what the fuck are we gonna do, man? We can't do anything. Mom, get me out of here.
Yeah, please. Marlowe asks if Lord Riou is okay. He says that Victor was looking for him. He says a hero wouldn't be killed by a zombie. I knew it.
I love Marlowe's shtick.
And I think the point of all this entire scene is to present us with two boys who look up to us, a boy.
That's right.
And be like, maybe these guys are counting on you. They're looking back to you.
Suikoden tries to lay it on really thick with your peers trying to pressure you back into the war effort. Because there's a lot of opportunities we have to call this shit off, but we can keep progressing. Yeah. And this also helps to set up the resolution of the Necklord situation if you keep going down this path, which we'll talk to when we get there. Back to bed, morning birds. Nanami overslept. Holy shit, Nanami overslept. Nanami never oversleeps. She wonders if she caught something from Riou. Once we get outside, suspicion plays, and we pan around the town to see zombies everywhere. Strange guys, that one might say. Yeah.
Nanami says, no way, why are you here? Then we can choose to fight or run away. I choose to fight, though.
Fuck it, we're fighting.
Nanami confirms that we'll have to use martial arts to protect people like Grandpa Genkaku said. Nanami and I auto-run all over town to beat up groups of zombies with Gengen and Wakaba.
So we're still defending on a local level, even if we're trying to leave all this behind.
We're still good people.
That's right.
I guess. After the second battle, Koyu and Marlowe appear. They report that the villagers have escaped and we need to do the same. They join the convoy and we auto-walk out of here until a bunch of zombies emerge from the ground with that gross zombie sound.
Koyu takes him out with bump combat like he's playing an early Ys game.
Yeah, he hops out and slices a fuse. This will hold him off while Riou escapes. Marlowe says he'll fight too. It's like a story out of a book. He'll do his best.
Marlowe the page master.
Mm-hmm. Nanami profusely apologizes and we run off. Marlowe brandishes a book and twitches and says, "Is it kind of scary?" He's like holding a book up above his head like he's going to smack somebody in the face.
I think if I had like a phone book, I would hit people with. I think it's a Cosmic Kiryu move to beat people up with a book. I would try to do. It's better than my fists.
Yes.
So it's an improvised weapon, but it's thick.
Pick up a bicycle, Marlowe. Come on. Koyu gets in a cool fighting pose. He says, "Come on. Here I am, youngest of the 3 Mount Lamp Dragon bandits." And we're off. We run to Tigermouth. The guard on the other side is steamed. He says, "What the hell are you doing here? You can't be trying to escape. Tinto City fell, but Lord Gustav, Lord Jess, and Lord Riou, leader of the Franz army, are fighting hard to win Tinto back. And here you are trying to escape."
Suspicion plays, and zombies are at the front gates.
Yeah, all the people are hollering about the monsters.
I just want to be like, you all want to save this town, really? You have a well. What else do you have?
Yeah, Gingan likes it. I have Gingan with me, so you must save the well. Suspicion plays as it pans to the western entrance. Zombies are encroaching. Nanami says we still have a chance to escape. I agree with her. And we leave these people to die.
Yeah, but you can pick, we can't just leave this or let's escape.
Yeah. I guess you could do some more battles.
Yeah, if you want.
But nonetheless, you escape. As we leave, some more zombies emerge.
We're fucked.
We are. It says, after all, we can't hold on, ? Nanami says.
She uses an illegal amount of question marks if she can't believe this shit.
Yes, absolutely. The bright shield room then blings as all the zombos die here. Like it's something that occurs on the main screen instead of us actually having to do a battle. But Nanami tries to mush me right now. Like, come on, you're a dog. Let's go. Go.
Riou can't go.
He can't go. The music stops and Riou collapses. Nanami gets down to help him up, but it just keeps getting darker.
As it fades, she gives Riou a piggyback ride, still telling him over and over that it's going to be okay and she'll take care of him.
Yeah, it's like Squall and Renault that one time, except for a much different circumstances.
Yeah, except for
that aren't weird.
Yeah, they actually care about each other.
Yes.
I feel like there's a bunch of like war movies and stuff where their buddy is injured and you're giving them like a piggyback ride, or 2 guys are helping him along, and just like kind of more so it's like Nanami is saying you're going to be okay to reassure herself rather than Riou. I
don't admit to be... Nanami's probably has more physical strength than me.
You Riou or you Chris?
No, me Chris.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Because I can barely piggyback my larger son, who's like 55 pounds. Like I don't know how she.
Your small child son.
Yes. No, my larger small child son.
Little big man.
She runs away, fades out. Water.
We make it to that area where all the trees are knocked down. Nanami is sweating her ass off. Luke asks if she's okay. Stallion offers to carry the load. Nanami says, "Hell no, I'll protect Riou. I promised Grandpa Genkaku."
In my case, Wakaba asked Nanami if she would like her to take a turn carrying Riou, which I'm sure Luke didn't say that, right?
No.
And then Gingan says, "Are you okay, Nanami? Leave the rest to me, Captain Gengen."
Okay, thank you, Gengen.
Yes, he's a good boy.
Then zombies rise out of the ground. Nanami can't believe that shit, and both Luke and Stallion indicate that they can't take it anymore. Then someone, I don't think we've met this guy in our canon playthrough yet.
No.
He enters the scene. Who is it?
It's some dude with a nice haircut named George.
With no E.
Georg.
Gorg. Do you know Gorg's last name?
Prime.
Yes. It's so good.
Yes.
Gorg Prime.
Are we calling him Gorg or George?
I'm calling him Gorg.
We'll talk about this later, but you can get an actual pronunciation because he is a main character in Suikoden 5. So,
you're right. You can't get an actual pronunciation. FakeNet, how do you say Gorg?
Initializing FakeNet.
Georg. I say it like Georg. Hope that helps.
Don't give me your PS2 games voice from the future shit, Chris. We just heard what it was really called. So now we're on the Gorg cliff where we find Gorg back in real life. Birds chirp. Riou is face down on the ground. Gorg is looking over the cliffside.
We're in like a campsite.
Yeah.
And you could run here earlier in the game. When you came through and it's like, why is there a campsite here?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Now this is why.
Still face planted, Riou starts shaking his head, which that has to just be rubbing his face into shit and dirt, right?
Yeah, they
like he's just on the ground rubbing his head.
There's a lot of custom animations, but we cannot have Riou laying on his back animation for our sprite for this section.
He stands up, shakes it off, and Nanami thinks, "Goodness, quote, that old man over there helped us. We have to say thank you." I do that, and Gorg says, "Nah, don't thank me. Then I got a choice. Thank you very much, or why did you help us?" I thank Gorg again right after he told me not to, and he responds, "I said you didn't need to thank me, but you're very conscientious."
Is he
big word, Chris?
Yeah, is he occupying the trope of the wandering Ronin who does good things for people? Yeah, I think so.
By the way, where are you planning to go, Riou? How does this work for you? Can you recruit him here in your...
No.
Okay. Nanami gets worried. She asks how Gorg knew my name. My dude then says, how do I know? Because you were yelling it in such a loud voice. Is it all right for the leader of the Fake Nuts army to be hanging around here? We get a choice. I'm not the leader anymore, or Dots.
I tell him I fucking quit.
Yeah, I tell Georg I quit my job.
Yeah. He says that I can't go with Georg. I need one more syllable in there. Georg.
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 Georg is still one syllable.
Georg.
Georg.
It's one syllable.
Georg.
Still one syllable.
Okay, I just need more flourish on it, I guess. He says if that's the case, I better escape quickly. This is going to be a battle site again. I ask him, why isn't he going to stop me? He says, why do I need to stop you? It's what you decided, young man.
I just say, okay, let's go. He says, take care, young man.
Oh, it's none of my business. Why that face? Georg takes a few steps to the left. I've seen many things in many places. There was a woman I thought of devoting everything to, and I had precious friends. I was living for true meaning and promises. So what he's saying is that
He loved a woman and she didn't love him back. Is that what we're doing here?
He's saying two things. He's saying, one, I've seen some shit, boy. Number two, he's saying that in the past and the future, the past being like 7 years ago, the future being Suikoden 5's not out yet, I dedicated my life to something and everything got fucked up. So
the problem with this, though, is young men or people don't care about the stories the olds are telling them. But the olds have no one else to tell these stories to help them because they can't tell them to older than them because they don't care about that shit either.
Yeah.
Like you always want to pass your old man stories down, but the youth rarely gives a shit.
It's true. Mr. Prime turns around and looks at Riou. He says, but, young man, with the passing of time, everything will pass as the clouds pass. Even if you think there's nothing else now, you don't have to be trapped by that. You shouldn't be held back by the feelings of obligation, young man. You must follow the path you feel is right. It's better to get going soon. You don't have time to sit down and have a long talk now, do you?
Dude, I didn't get any of this. All I got was take care, young man. When I said, let's go.
Wow, cool.
Also, I picture Georg looking over the cliff saying this as Riou and Nanami aren't even there for half of it as they escape.
Yeah, and I don't know the answer to this yet, but I will be very interested to see how my interaction with him here will impact the point in which we recruit him later.
I bet he no-sells it.
Possibly.
I bet Georg has an alcohol problem and just drank this away immediately afterwards.
This game always like has surprising things about like what it remembers and what it doesn't.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I'm curious as well.
We make our way to Drakemouth Village.
If you listen carefully, please.
Nanami is about to come up with a plan, but Riou fucking passes out again and eats shit. Fade out.
We got a muse.
Yeah, we're in Muse all of a sudden. Quiet
room.
Quiet room. Quiet is different than silent, I think. Jowy is alone saying, Ku, again, power, have to hurry.
He's at the mayor's desk. He's at Annabelle's office.
Yes. New Palika with happy/curious face runs in. She has a new dress too. She says
glad that people are buying her shit and clothing the child rather than let her like live in her dirt dress for 3 months.
Yeah, it's been long. I think it's been like a year. I don't know. Jowy, she says.
She says Jowy.
My hypothesis on this is
she forget his name when she learned how to talk again.
No, it's that like this game was almost ready to ship in North America, and they're like, "Fuck, we didn't translate the bad ending yet," and they just gave it to somebody else, and they didn't have like the.
It's like surely this has to be Joey, right? They wouldn't call him Jowy, would they?
Yeah, exactly. And that no one gave them the the spreadsheet with all of the. I can't imagine fucking doing anything without file sharing technology and like shared documents, and I'm sure it was a fucking mess.
I heard stories where they were faxing literal code. Like multiple hundreds of pages of code across the ocean, and then they'd have to retype that code in.
How did people do anything before 2019? I don't know. I don't fucking know. And I was doing things before 2019, and I still don't fucking know. Anyway, Jowy, are you okay? Does it hurt? I think she's talking about his rune hand, maybe.
Right, yeah, his sickness.
Yeah, Jowy then tells Palika that he's okay.
He is Joey now.
He's Jowy. Fade out. We're in a barn. That one barn where we found something in the box or something?
Yeah, the tomato seed.
Yeah.
Riou is Drakemouth.
Riou is curled up on the floor. He stands up. Nanami wonders if we should go back. There's some silence. Nanami apologizes for what she said. To throw everything away, it was selfish, wasn't it? Then we hear our favorite sounds, the sounds of fighting.
Beating ass.
Nanami wonders if it is zombies and runs to the door. She says, if you're coming, come on then. If nothing else, at least Riou, I will protect him. Outside, it's Flick, Shu, and Apple. Dead zombies are spattered about. Nanami is posted up against the wall on her ass.
Flick says, don't surprise me. I almost killed you by mistake.
Shit.
Requiem of Grief plays as Riou comes outside too.
Nanami triple blinks and says Flick and Shu and Little Apple.
Shu speaks first.
Yeah.
Lord Riou, isn't this enough? You must know by now. There are many people who need you. Please come back to the Fake Nuts Army and we get a choice. And is Shu being here? Because this was not Shu's operation. Is this like when your dad has to come pick you up at school because you fucked up so bad?
Yes, it is. I think you're right.
You can say, okay, I understand, or no, I won't go back.
I say fuck off. This is my story.
I tell Shu to fuck off too.
Shu says, you must have seen what happened to the people that lived in all those villages. You could still say you're leaving? What about the people who believed in you?
Shu's laying it on hard here to try to get you to make the choice for yourself by like guilting you the fuck out.
Yeah. I tell him, but Apple replies, how can you say that? Because of you. Because of you, Ridley was...
Huh? Ridley?
Nanami asks for clarification. Shu tells us that Lord Ridley died in battle.
Fuck.
Lord Riou, it was the morning after you escaped.
Let's talk about the word escaped. Did I escape or did I leave? How can I escape my own job?
Is going AWOL escaping?
I think it's desertion. Is desertion?
Desertion escaping. Fake net is desertion escaping.
Initializing fake net. Desertion is the abandonment of a military duty or post without permission, a pass, liberty or leave, and is done with the intention of not returning. What Riou did may encompass desertion, but he never signed a formal contract, so penalties may be minimal.
I think we're just having a semantic argument.
Yeah, I think it's a belief system thing, because
Yeah.
if I no longer believe in the cause, I'm not escaping, I'm walking out the door. Like any job you quit.
Necklord made a surprise attack on Tinto. When the citizens were running around trying to escape, Victor, Claus, and Lord Ridley were fighting while searching for you. During that battle... ...
Did we or did we not leave a note?
We left a note.
Okay, so that's not on us then.
That note is addressed later, too.
Okay.
Shu channels his inner Captain Noah Bright and slaps the shit out of Riou.
He actually hits him. He makes a noise.
Yes.
Who the hell is Noah Bright?
He's the captain from Gundam, and he's famous for slapping the Special Boy of Destiny in like 3 different shows in the face.
Okay, that's good. I like it.
Yeah.
Multiple Destiny boy slapper.
I think...
Violence man.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if I made this up, but if I'm not mistaken, in the 3rd Special Boy he slaps, later in the series, he slaps him back.
Okay, good. Just a gentleman slap fight.
Fake net, does Judah Ashtow slap Noah Bright back in the face in Double Zeta Gundam?
Initializing fake net. No, Judow did not slap Noah Bright. He punched him in the goddamn face.
I love this next line. Lord Riou, I've had it with lords.
I've had it with lords.
I've had it with lords too.
Can that please be the episode title?
I'm so sick of all these lords. I'll take the penalty for that, but I want you to think of that pain as the pain of the people who believed in you. I'll say it once more. Please come back to the Fake Nuts Army.
I just wanted to like wipe the blood off my lip and go, well, you've had it with lords, huh? Why do you want me back?
I say again, but I.
You can also pick, okay, I understand, but but I am.
I.
This man who struck me.
Yes. The Nanami turns her back and apologizes.
Then she Blair Witches the wall.
You fighting, losing Jowy, we get another Jowy here, seeing so many people die, you seemed to be hurting so badly. But I ended up causing you more pain. Sorry. I'm sorry. After I made an oath to Grandpa too, and I'm your sister. Don't worry about me anymore. Do what you want, Riou.
This is Nanami admitting that her let's escape thing was the wrong call. But I still believe that it was the right call, so we can continue to double down on this shit.
Yes,
This
for
is
sure.
the game being like, hey man, are you sure you want to keep doing? Like,
Yeah.
even the game is like when your sister is checking you like Shu has used his power of Shu persuasion to win over Nanami.
So I had thought that when I had this game, or used to play this game a lot in my youth, that I had never seen this before. But as I got to this barn scene, I remembered going down this path before. And after seeing that Lord Ridley died, just hitting reset.
Oh, immediately being like, no.
Because I was like, fuck, I want to get a perfect playthrough. But you can still get a perfect playthrough if you go down this path. And we'll talk more about that later.
Shu turns his back and Flick asks Shu if he's heading out. And Flick, in this whole situation, have you ever been in like a witness to a serious situation between 2 other people, especially at work, and you're like, oh, fuck, I wish I wasn't.
Oh, yeah, all the time. I mean, not anymore in these days, but yes.
The indignant son of a bitch responds, the rest is up to Riou. It doesn't matter whether we're here or not. Flick says, well, that's right, and walks away. Apple says Riou's name and does the same. Fade to black, and now we're with Nanami still Blair Witching the wall. Comes back, and Luke and Stallion party out. Luke says, sure, running away is a good idea. Stallion's got my back, too. That's right, you have other path to choose besides being leader of the Fake Nuts Army. What'd they say for you, Chris?
Wakabe didn't say much, but Gingan says, I, Captain Gingan, will be waiting. And then they walk off to
They both walk away.
To the west, yeah.
Nanami finally turns around and says, Riou, you can go either way. I'll go with you wherever you go. I'll protect you. She then parties in. As we reach the edge of Drakemouth, Nanami parties out and says, if we go outside from here, there's no way to come back. We get a choice. No, I can't, or I understand. So you can still turn back here.
Yeah.
But I tell Nanami I understand. She responds, okay, let it go.
Let go. Let go.
LETD go.
LETD''D.
There are places where there's no fighting. There are places where you can live a normal life, Riou. That could be the answer for you. Riou then moves to face Nanami, then the two walk side by side out of Drakemouth. It then cuts to a picture of a small log cabin in the woods. It's lush, green with surrounding vegetation. Mountains are visible in the background. A window on the side of the house is propped open. Did you look in the tree?
Muku Muku's here.
Muku Muku's in the fucking tree.
Watching over us.
Something brown with a red bow scarf. Is it Muku Muku? A film grain effect is applied to the picture. Finn appears on the screen with a capital F. In the proper endings, later in the game, Finn is lowercase.
Oh, interesting.
So I don't understand why that's distinctive there.
And it just sits there. It never goes back to the title screen. It's just over with.
But you can end the game right there. You can canonically end the game right there with Riou walking away from all of this shit.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting that they went that far. Like, I genuinely enjoy how this scenario presents Riou with, like, this struggle to overcome of, like, I can just leave with my sister? No one told me that until now.
It's a viable option.
And it's very difficult to make the divine visitor of the hero of destiny feel like they should run away, because we're playing the game. We're like, we want to be the special hero. We want to win the game. We want to, unite the countries or whatever. Suikoden 2 tried at least to make us feel like, hey, we should be able to run away. I wish there would have been some sort of zero sum here. Like, if you stay and fight, you lose something. And if you run away, you don't lose something. Genuinely, like, if you stick around and you don't run away, you lose nothing. And I feel like you should lose something.
You
for
lose
staying.
Ridley, right?
No, I'm saying if you stay. If you
Okay.
stay.
Yeah, I see.
If you stay.
Well, you could lose the respect for your sister, because when you stay, you let Nanami down for the last time, and she's kind of never the same. I think it is extremely cool that Suikoden 2 lets you reject being a hero of destiny. I can't think of another RPG that provides a viable path out of being a special boy of destiny. Can Fei Fong Wong just go paint? Can Squall just go sulk? Is that the proper ending for these fuckers, to never grow and change and just retreat back to something safe?
And I think in a game like this, where we are for all intents and purposes, a silent protagonist, it's hard to make us feel like we should run away. Like, it might be easier to make Faye feel like he should run away, because Faye has a personality that we're seeing on the screen the whole time.
Yeah.
But with Riou, we don't really have that.
Yeah, I mean, when I was Surge in Chrono Cross, I was fine being a cat guy. I don't care if I was a villain.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
I have a nice outfit.
Look at my new clown friend.
I'm my dad.
Yes. I'm my own cat dad now.
There's a whole bunch of conflicting realities before they tie back up together in hourglass form.
So many goddamn realities.
Chris, rewind back to Crom.
Yes, I'm going to reload my steak because I'm using the duck station. I love you, duck station. I'm in Crom, and I'm meeting Victor in the chief's house because I'm going back. I'm going to achieve my special boy destiny.
The argument has worked on you.
Yes, Victor, a true bro, acts like none of my dumb, selfish bullshit ever happened. I love you, Victor. Thanks. He says, hey, you were late, Riou. If you were here a few days later, we would have left you. It's a good thing you made it on time. Nanami says she's sorry. Victor's like, yeah, let's go take a rest, okay? Let's do that. Victor says Nanami can have a good sleep. We fight tomorrow. Ha, 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 ha. And he gives me my fucking blinking mirror back. Thanks, Victor.
You forgot this, buddy.
Yeah. Crickets. Nighttime. Nanami says, something is strange. That Victor demanding bath, dinner, and booze. All of a sudden, it's already nighttime, but maybe it's better to get some rest. What the fuck? Demanding bath?
And booze.
And dinner.
You ever had bath and booze? You ever drink a beer
I never
in like
demand
a hot tub
bath.
or something?
I never demand bath. I've never demanded bath. I think tomorrow I'm going to demand bath.
Demand it.
I don't know if I'm going to demand it too, but I'm going to demand it
Can't
to somebody.
be me.
No, I won't demand it to you.
Make the children fetch you a bath.
I decide not to go to bed. I find Victor staring at a bookshelf.
He can't read.
I'm pretty sure he's staring at the bookshelf of the books that says books for everyone.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, the easy books.
Children's, yeah.
He tells me not to feel bad about Ridley. Quote, he was a military man, a soldier. Having a soldier die in battle happens all the time. If you're going to shed tears for Ridley, you have to cry for all the soldiers who have died so far.
I picture him smoking a cigarette while he says this.
And he probably does smoke. Right now, you have to look toward the future. If you're going to cry, save it for later.
Chris, why didn't this game zombify Ridley? Wouldn't that have been way cooler?
Oh, fighting a zombie dog?
Yeah.
Wow. That would be cool. Victor goes on and says, the fact that you escaped should only be known to me, Claws, Shoe, Flick with a C, F-I-L-C-K, and Apple. I found the message that Nanami left. I asked Shu to convince you. We haven't said anything to anyone else, so don't you say anything either, so we don't have to change the dialogue for the rest of this game.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing as we're going to let Sanchez still work here.
Yeah. You're the leader of the Franz army. Then he leaves. But there are some things that do diverge here. I go to bed. I stare at the ceiling. I remember one thing. Gengen knows.
Yeah, he was there.
Is he going to tell anybody?
He's a rat.
No, he's a dog. Morning birds. Nanami wakes up and tells me that Victor is heading out to defeat Necklord. Downstairs, tactics plays. Victor tells me that his new friends are coming over to play. Cron comes down the stairs.
All right, Cron.
And somebody named Sierra. Who the fuck is this?
We saw Sierra sleeping already.
Yeah, but we didn't get to meet her. Like, this is the first time we meet her in this reality. Cron comes down, says he's ready, but Sierra comes downstairs and hits me with a banger. She says, "Everyone has gathered. I'm impressed. It seems that you've become aware of your place as my followers." So, like in this reality, we're just like...
You joined a cult.
Yeah, we're a cult of this pale lady who's probably a vampire. Claus wishes Sierra a good morning. Sierra says, it's you. I'm a bit thirsty. Do you think you could get me something? Claus complies and walks off the screen. Nanami is trying to figure out what is going on. Me too. Victor says, that old vampire hag. Sierra tells Victor to shut the fuck up.
I think there's going to be a running joke in this of Sierra sucking off claws.
Yes, I think you're right. Khan says, Lord Riou, Sierra will help us to defeat Necklord. Now, for how we're going to sneak in. Then Gustav tells us about his cave. It connects to the mine. Victor says, in any case, we'll sneak into Tinto and defeat Necklord and save Gustav's daughter, Lily, and Koyu's sister, Lo Wen, who he's captured. If we do that, he will lose control of the zombies and they should be defunded. What? Defunded? Defeated.
Defund the zombies.
Defund the zombies. Gustav says that he and Claus will wait for the right time to attack Tinto.
Is that a catalyst to remove the vampire brides to defeat the zombie? What the fuck?
None of this makes any goddamn sense because key point here, no one has mentioned the goddamn doppelganger secret in 60 hours.
Okay.
So I don't know what's going on. Gustav says he and Claus will wait for the right time to attack Tinto, and he begs me to take care of his daughter. We walk off, the music stops, Claus comes back into the picture with a plate and with a cup of water on it, then he starts sweating.
She didn't want water, man.
No, she wanted your blood. And that's all I have for this reality until we go to the mines.
Until our realities match up, merge. Well, Chris, next time I'm going to talk about my reality, my path of truth and justice, and telling my sister, I don't want to follow you to hell.
My path to truth and justice is consulting the RealNet to see what comments they have left today.
Initializing RealNet.
Hello, RealNet. Hi. What's up? How are you doing? I'm doing great. Shotgun32 says zombification is just the immigration process for Necklordia. Neckland. Necklordian.
I like Necklordia.
I think there's a bad guy named Necklordia later. We'll see.
Later in our lives, in this game?
In this game.
Okay.
I think. Mr. Slick says Chris needs this war crime. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Eric Vanon says fishing for war crimes is also known as Luca's favorite pastime. Naked Credit Guy says Chris is looking for war crimes tonight like Eric was looking to execute characters in Suikoden 1.
Yeah. Let me behead. I want to do the war crimes or deny them.
Eric Vanon says, man, Jess needs to stop being such a tool. Yeah, you personally murdered Luca Blight, but I have circumstantial evidence that you killed Annabelle. Good point.
I mean, from Jess's perspective, that could just even be like you're just trying to dominate everyone.
Yeah.
Like one doesn't have to be retribution for the other.
Mr. Slyke says, Eric, tooth torture has war crime vibes.
It's more of an interpersonal issue, I think. Plus, like, I'm not torturing someone's tooth. The tooth loosener is loosening it in front of me. And like, I haven't lost a tooth in, 30 years or something, and I can still feel what that feels like. Like the thread of it dangling on and it just slithering around my mouth.
Piece of your skull.
Twisting. Fuck!
Piece of your skull falling out. Eric Vanine says, Eric coming out strong against Leknaat. He hasn't even seen what she does in Suikoden 3. I don't even remember what she does in Suikoden.
I won't see that either, considering someone wanted to eliminate it from Season 5 voting.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can still play video games on your own time.
I'm not going to play old RPGs when I'm not on the clock. Are you serious?
Yeah, that's true. Squeak says, I always loved Nanami. Going through this as an adult makes me understand her more, though. Yeah, I feel like when I was younger and I would like read forum threads about this game, people would be like, oh, Nanami's so annoying, but like Nanami's the one.
She's the voice of reason.
She's the one who keeps it real.
Like, I want this game to be localized better so bad because it could make such a better impact.
Yeah.
She presents an alternative fate for Riou.
Eric Vernon also says, especially with Luca dead, there isn't a hugely compelling reason why Jowy and Riou couldn't quit and leave their respective countries in another person's control.
Yeah, who's left? Colgan, Seed? Fuck them.
I think that Jowy has been influenced to a near point of no return by Leon, being like, you need to
that too,
wrap
and
this
like
up.
we didn't talk about it, but what do we read into Jowy having that episode and that bad ending? Is it because Riou quit on his destiny? Jowy is also like demotivated from his own destiny. Like, what's the point of that scene? Because he's still being poisoned there.
Yeah, maybe it's a sense that they're being driven further apart, so they're both going to get their life sucked away so the runes can become whole again. If they're not going to physically become.
But does Jowy also walk away from his position then to go live in a cabin with Pilica?
He probably just.
And Leon and Shu are left to fucking dick wave at each other.
I think that they both die. Like they're both going to die because the runes are trying to kill them now, so that they can become whole again. I think.
I don't know if they're both going to die. Like that cabin looked peaceful. Like there's not a grave out front of it.
But I mean, their runes are going to kill them so they can become whole again. I don't know if that's like the science of the true of the rune of beginning, but like that's what it seems like.
It ain't the rune of the ending.
Okay, let's see here. Psychopaladin Jr. says about Georg, dude is an absolute motherfucker.
A solid tank.
Okay, Eric Van posts the Japanese form is Georguru or Georga.
Oh, Grogu, cool.
Yeah. Squeak says Jowy of the many spellings. Jowy. Joey.
G.I. Jowy.
Shy Guy 32 says, shout out to the time in Super Robot Wars where Captain Bright slapped Shinji Ikari. That's pretty funny. You never played any Super Robot Wars games, although I should.
That's really funny.
Okay, thank you, RealNet, for your participation tonight. We'll see you in the next episode of Retrograde Amnesia. This episode has been a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on March 9th, 2023. Find us on Twitter at RetroAmnesiaPod. Email us at podcast@retrogradeamnesia.com. Support us on Patreon at patreon.com/retroam. Get early access, bonus episodes, access to our miniseries stuff, and access to the RealNet stuff. Thank you, Mark.
Shepard!
For the introductory music.
Chris, yeah, you're welcome.
And until next time, Eric.
Yes, we'll get our destinies back on track.
Let's get our destinies back on track and go back to Bath. Podcast at retrogradeamnesia.com. Podcast at retrogradeamnesia.com. The podcast is on.
Tiffany already gave her hat away.
What? I like this hat.
Yeah, it's an alright
I've wore it like 3 days in a row now.
It's a good hat. I wish it fit my head better because I have a huge fucking head.
Yeah.
But it's a quality build that I got on accident. I'm not getting that again. But the rest of the stuff.
Taco ramen, is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Was it bad?
I think it was just all the leftover shit they had thrown into a pot with some noodles. All pulled from when Gordon Freeman called in to...
Oh my God, I
Coast.
forgot about that.
It's one of the fucking funniest things where he keeps talking about like seeing the G-Man in rooms that he can't quite get to. And he's afraid to ask Dr. Breen about it. And when Arbel goes, when George Jowy goes, what are you working on? He's like, portal technology.
Let's go east of the Rockies. You're on coast to coast. Hi there.
Hi, George.
Yes, sir. Hi.
My name is Gordon. I'm a theoretical physicist. I work at a research facility, and something very mystical has been happening to me so far. There's this man. I'll describe him. He looks the same every day, and he's been stalking me. He's a middle-aged man in a blue-tinged suit, and he has very pale skin with dark hair, and he always carries a briefcase. And whenever I see him, he always seems to adjust his tie and brush himself off, and I've never seen him up close. And the mystical thing about it is that whenever I see him, he's always in a place I can access, such as another room blocked off by a window, or down the hallway, or on the other side of a door, or walking across a catwalk. And when I try to get to his place, I say if I see him on down a long hallway and run there, he's gone. And the weirdest thing was yesterday. I wanted to get access to this room, and I wanted to go to the short way, so I tried to open this door. He was on the other side. I saw him through the window, and he locked the door on the other side, and I had to go the long way around, and he was gone. And the only way that he could have left was go my way or through the door, but the door was still locked from that side. Now, I and a friend of mine who's in security named Barney, we call him the G-Man, and most of my other colleagues will not even I think they must know of this man, but they do not mention him. I can see it in their eyes when I talk to them about it that there's some type of fear.
You think he's like a government worker?
I was thinking that's why we called him the G-Man. He looks like it. He has a suit.
No personality, right?
No personality. Well, he has a very blank face on him, and I mean, it seems he always has this tick of adjusting his tie and brushing his coat off.
Are you working, your theoretical physicist, are you working on anything that you can tell us about? That he would want to get information about?
Yes.
You are.
We're working on portal technology.
Now, tell me about that, portal technology.
I'm afraid I cannot go
Is this the ability to travel?
Yes.
Through other worlds?
And we're in heavy competition with another company, but I can't really get into that right now.
How close are we to getting this done, you think?
I cannot say. I don't know. I just started a few months ago, and my level is basically assisting the senior scientist.
Well, have you jeopardized yourself by coming on this program tonight?
No, I have not.
All right.
I haven't said anything important.
Has this man threatened you or anything like that?
He has never spoken to me. I've never heard his voice. I've never seen him up. The closest I've ever seen him was the other side of that door. He's never really been in the same room as me, but he's always seems to be stalking me.
Top management has got to know he's there.
Yes.
Do you go through heavy security?
Yes, very heavy security.
So he gets in, right?
Yeah, I thought he. When I started, I thought he was the administrator, but I met Mr. Breen, and he's certainly not him. He looks very, very different. He talks to me frequently,
and every day he's there. This guy.
Mostly every day, not every day, but some days I see him more. Some days I see him less. But I once was working on something at my desk, and I just got up, and he walked right by my door. I ran outside, and he was gone.
All right. Well, you keep us up to date on this as much as you can. Portal technology. The ability to travel to other worlds, just like the movie Contact. That's pretty fascinating.
Xenosaga wins 63 with 63%. It's not warmed up.
Do you want to walk back in the room?
No, I'm good. I haven't warmed up my voice yet, I guess. Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia. Did we already do that? Yeah. Welcome to Retro. I'm not paid to remember things. Forced conscription violates the excuse me. God's sake, Jet. Why did I write Theme of Sad Boy? I don't know why I did that.
Same song.
I'll look that up.
I don't look up Gundam shit. You're doing that.
I'll look it up. The countries or whatever. But Suikoden 3 tried at least to make us feel like, hey, we should just be able to run away. I just wish there would have been.
Suikoden 3 did try?
Did I say Suikoden 3?
Yeah.
Oh, but Suikoden 2. What did I say?
You said Suikoden 3 made us feel like we could try to run away.
I'm going to fix it. Suikoden 2.
Okay.
Suikoden 2. Suikoden 2. But Suikoden 2.
I was like, you tell me some shit about Suikoden 3 now?
Come, we must get away from here before the dragon returns.
She must mean Starscream.
My dear girl, I find it hard to believe that my databank dates your costume to 542 AD.
Yeah, that's true. And I think, too, that, what do I think?
I don't know. I'm not inside your head, man. Tell me what you think. How do you feel about this?
I maybe already said it.
Let me drop in here. I think it is extremely cool.
Fight time!